I am an investor. I have money that I want to put into investment. I don't put the money, I don't buy the bonds or I don't buy the shares directly from the company because I'm scared. I don't know if this is a good investment or a bad investment. The risk is too high for me. It's become like a gamble if I want to put all this millions of bahts or millions of dollars or millions of currency into a company. If I don't know the company, even if I know the company, I don't know if this book is good or this book is bad. However, if I can go through an investment bank, a bank, I buy my shares through this investment banker. That guy already know whether or not this company is good or bad. So I put my money into the investment bank, and the investment bank then will pay the company. The company sell the shares, as we said earlier on, they sell the shares to this investment banker or to this underwriter that we spoke earlier on, and the underwriter sell the shares to me.
Okay.
So it's safer for me as investor because I know I have kind of a lesser risk than deal directly with this company because I must be able to trust this investment banker. For me, from a company side, it's also easier because if I then otherwise I have to put in more staff to sit in the company and just sell shares and buy shares and sell shares and sell shares, and it becomes a lot of work for me that I'm not used to. So I'd rather sell the shares to one guy, say I sell the shares for $10 and he sells it then to 12 or 15. Not my problem because I got what I wanted it to have. As the share price go up and I keep some of the shares back, my share price go up. And in the cases of these rich guys, say Mr. Telsa, what happened with him? He has so many shares. Or Mr. Facebook. He does not have all that cash to make him one of the richest people in the world. But Mark, what happened to him? He has shares in Facebook. So as his investment banker is buying and selling shares, and he will buy and sell shares on the demand that is there. If demand goes up, the share price goes up. So that will make me, as an investor, or the owner of say Facebook, oh, as that share price goes up, my richness, my income, the way that they measure my wealth also goes up because that price goes up. And as that price goes down, and I don't know if you can remember, it was about 2 years now with COVID, I'm confused, but about 2 or 3 years ago, it came out that Facebook leaked information. Our private information they got out and the governments could use it. As soon as this thing came through WikiLeaks or somebody leaked this information, when that information leaked out, Facebook shares dropped. Boing. I think Mark Shuttleworth in one day lost $5 or $6 million. Does it matter? No, because it's not his physical money that lost, but it's the share price that dropped that immediately created a problem. But it came back up again. And that's the same what happened with this company. So for the company side, it's easier to go through an investment banker. For me as a saver, for me as a depositor or an investor, it's also nicer to go through an investment banker. That said, I must be able to trust this investment banker. If I don't trust this investment banker, it becomes a major problem. I don't know if you ever heard about the name of a man called Bernie Madoff.
No.
Ben, do you know Bernie Madoff? Ever heard of Bernie Madoff?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you know the New York Stock Exchange?
I don't know.
The New York Stock Exchange is like the biggest um, investment bank, or where people can go, and it's a building in Manhattan where people can do. They only trade in Fortune 500. That means the 500 best companies in the world. They only deal in them in the budget in stock. Okay, so New York Stock Exchange is like the best place to buy and buy stock.
Yeah.
Now, their owner or the leader of the New York Stock Exchange many years ago, a few years ago, was a man called Bernie Madoff. So
Yes.
immediately, if you hear the name Bernie Madoff and you're an investment broker or you're an investor, wow, this guy knows about investment. So Bernie Madoff opened his own company to say, people, if you want to invest, invest through me as Bernie Madoff. But not everybody. You not all of you can invest through me. If you live in Hollywood, in the East Hollywood, you can invest. If you live in West Hollywood, you cannot invest. If you live in this street, you can invest. If you live that street, you cannot invest. So people were queuing up because of this demand of using Bernie Madoff as the investment banker, became like the go-to guy. People trusted him. So they invested billions, I mean billions of dollars with him. Big companies like, you know, when you look at companies, we look at 1, 2, 3, 4 individuals. We're also looking at people who run a whole insurance packages, like our pension fund. Pension fund is getting put together. Our pension fund is not put into a bank. That pension fund is then reinvested with another company that this pension fund can make money. Remember, an investment or insurance company like a pension fund, they don't make money on the money we put in. They make money by taking all the money that we put in, invest it into another company, and the profit they make from the investment is how they survive and they become richer. So now many of these provident funds and pension fund companies, they invested in this investment banker called Bernie Madoff. They trusted him. He was the head of the New York Stock Exchange. 2008 come, collapse of the financial system. All the financial systems broke down. Bernie Madoff gets arrested because Bernie Madoff ran a Ponzi scheme in this whole organization. Now, a Ponzi scheme means you give money to me. I give if say the three of us is together. I said to Pin every year, every month, I will give you 30% interest on the money you give me. So Pin said, okay, I'm going to give you $1 million. So he gives me $1 million. So I said, okay, now next month or next year, once a year. So next year, I must give you 30% on that $1 million. You must give me, my goodness, when am I going to get it? So now I got to Kara and said, Kara, just before the end of the financial year, I said, Kara, if you invest in me $1 million, I will give you a 30% on your growth. So what happened now? When Kara give her money, I give 30% of her money to Pin. So that is how I try to get people now, and eventually I get all this money. It's not going into a bank. I'm starting to distribute the money, like that's called the Ponzi scheme. Bernie Madoff ran a Ponzi scheme with billions of dollars, meaning he bought islands, meaning he bought his own aeroplanes, his own yachts, everything with this money, and paying people out who want to start, and people still stand in the queue. When this financial collapse happened in 2008, Bernie Madoff got arrested. He said, oh, thank goodness, now I can go to prison. I can relax. Many people lost money. Pension funds lost money. Big money got lost. And Bernie Madoff, as a 75-year-old, got imprisonment for 150 years. He's not even going to see 100 before he dies. But that was his way out of stealing money from the saver, in this case, the saver. So when we do this kind of thing, when we're looking at the movement of money, we must make sure that this investment banker is somebody that can be trusted, because I trust him, he trusts the company trusts him with the securities or the investments, and we trust him again for by what the time that he sell us that information out.